and welcome to TezMania TV. Today's video is going to be a Q&A and it's going to be hair themed. So only talking about hair related things, and you guys suggested the theme, so that's why I'm going with it. I just want to ask you guys really quickly before I get into all your questions. Do you prefer me to do the Q&As like this? Like ask you guys for a theme and then stick to that theme, or do you want me to do monthly Q&As when you guys can ask me just anything and I'll just do like the most thumbed up ones, sort of like Morgan Joyce does? Just let me know in the comments what you think, which way you prefer me to do them, and we'll see how I will continue with the Q&A videos going forward. Because I want to do it based on what you guys like what's easiest for you and what you prefer. But today we're going to be focusing on hair. And you guys asked me a ton of questions as always, both on Instagram and Facebook, so I'm just going to get through them as fast as I can. Starting with the ones from Instagram. Michaeli Flawless asked, what has been your absolute favorite hairstyle? My favorite hairstyle is just my black mohawk. I really love that, and I'm gonna be going back to that soon. I don't know, I just love having black hair and it's easy to maintain, and the mohawk cut means you can do like a standing up mohawk, and you can do the forward one, you can do like down on one side. It's versatile and it's easy to take care of. So yeah, that's my favorite one, and it is Mr. Tez's favorite one as well. Black Lotus Catering wants to know, I was wondering if you could give us some tips on installing and rolling dreads. I've tried to make my own with the wool rovings before, and my god, it took forever, and even after hours of rolling, it didn't seem to mat well. Help, love you. Okay, so any time you guys want to know specific stuff about dreads, I have made a ton of videos on this previously, like showing you how I make them both for synthetic and for wool, just talking about how I take care of them and everything like that. So please go check out those videos for more like in-depth answers and help, because I can't like go into detail in this video or it will be super long because you guys asked me so many questions. So there is a video on how to make wool dreads specifically, so maybe go and check out what I do, because I basically just roll them like on top of some bubble wrap. It's really simple, and all you gotta remember to do is to like roll them tightly or they will open up. But please go look at that video. Lady Rain 666 says, I've always loved watching your hair transformation. Thank you. Will you grow your hair long past your shoulder, and if so, what color would you do it? And P.S. you were the reason why I wanted wool dreads. Aw, thank you, that's so sweet. Okay, so would I grow my hair past my shoulders? Not all of it, because I don't like having long hair, but like if I keep the undercut and just grow out the rest of the hair, sure. I might do that at some point. I just really prefer having short hair because it's so easy to take care of it. So I don't have any plans on doing it, but you never know. Liz Steele XO says, at what age did you start changing your hair and what inspired you? I dyed my hair with green highlights when I was 10 just for fun, haha. Crazy about my hair ever since. I've been doing things to my hair ever since I was a kid too. My parents got me these like non-permanent hair dye spray thingies, so when I was like 5, 6, 7, I always had my hair like standing straight up, especially my bangs, because I had like a little bob with bangs. So I like sprayed it straight up and then like put different colors in it every day, and I've just been doing it my entire life basically. Emmeline Wilkes asks, how long did it take for you to get used to putting in dreads? I tried a couple times, but I always end up doing it too loose. Yeah, as with anything new that you haven't tried before, it does take time to get good at something, and the first couple of times I braided in dreads myself, yeah, it wasn't perfect, but I was taught by a friend of mine, Miss J. She braided them in for me the first 3 or 4 times or so, and she taught me well, so it didn't take me that long, but that was because of her teaching, so I got lucky to have a good teacher. But other than that, yeah, it's gonna take time, but just keep at it. That's how we get good at things, and just practice. Spaceless Siren says, I love watching your new looks all the time. You are the alien goddess I inspire to be. Your eyebrows are perfect, and I wish I could get mine close. I need a whole makeup tutorial from you, haha. Oh, that was not even a question either. Thank you. Feel You From the Inside says, what is your dream hairstyle? Like, even if it's impossible, what's the absolute dream? Alright, totally impossible because we can't do this, humanity can't do this yet, but I want to be able to, by sheer force of will, grow my hair out to different lengths, change it, sort of like Mystique, you know, from X-Men, but for hair. That would be awesome. Just as you guys know, I love changing my hair, the style, the color, everything from day to day, and there are limits to how much we can do, obviously, so it'd be really cool to have that as a superpower. Chiggy1049 asks, what's been your favorite color you've dyed your hair since you started dyeing your hair and dreading it? It's black. I love having black hair. I love the crazy colors and stuff too, but I always come back to black. Victoria Lee 2424 says, what is Mr. Tez's favorite hair look on you? Yeah, he prefers the black mohawk as well. We have the same taste. Black Spinach says, what hairstyle would you never get? I don't ever want to say never to anything, but I'm not interested in getting a perm, and I'm not interested, at least not right now, to grow everything out. I fucking love having an undercut. I don't like having like my ears covered. I don't like having hair around my face. I love the freedom of this. I'm still never gonna say never, but yeah, just not at the moment. That's not what I'm into at all. Charlie Craft DIY says, have you ever had a hairstyle or color that you thought you would love, but didn't after you got it? I do change from day to day sometimes, even my hair. You guys know that I've changed the color of my hair like 5 times in the past month or so because I get bored. And that has happened with cuts and with dyes. Like right after I put it in, I've been like, maybe it's not perfect, and I'll just change it again. But I've never like looked at myself after having changed my hair and been like horrified and had to do it all over again. No, definitely not. And it's just hair, like it's not a big deal. I'll just change it again next week. The Laughing Corpse says, what made you decide to cut it all off, stay really short? Was it the spur of the moment or planned? Guess you're referring to the fact that my hair is short now, and it's been even shorter during the holidays and stuff. The thing with me is I go through periods of being in different kinds of moods, and that means I want to look a certain way during that period. When I'm angry or sad or just upset and kind of want to be alone, I tend to go away from the girly stuff, which means like dreads and long hair and stuff, and go more towards punk and short and easy maintenance stuff. So you guys know that I had a shitty 2015, especially the last quarter, and that's kind of why I decided to just be like, fuck it, I can't be bothered with my hair right now. So yeah, that's why I cut it off. But also, I just really love having short hair, man. It's so awesome. It's so easy to take care of. Zombie Kitty Meow says, what has been your favorite hair color or hairstyle? Would you ever grow your hair long again? Yeah, again, black mohawk is my favorite, and would I ever grow it long again? Sure, I'll probably do that at some point, but the last couple of times I've tried, I've had to remind myself to stop doing that because I really don't like having long hair. So, and it's a lot of work to get it to grow out, and once it's there, I always feel like this isn't me, and then I cut it off again. So I'm gonna try to remember that. Like, I'll grow it out a little bit to be able to do a proper mohawk, but long, I don't think so. Cat Howard 105 says, how often would you touch up a pastel hair color? This is so individual. It depends on the quality of your own hair, which products you use, how well it stays in from when you wash it and stuff. Any kind of bright colors or pastel colors or non-natural colors, they do wash out a little bit faster than natural colors do, so I recommend not washing your hair all that often. I actually recommend not washing your hair all that often either way, like, because it's not good for your hair to wash it too much. But touching up pastel hair colors, for me, I'd have to do it at least once every 2 weeks, maybe even more often than that. You could do it by adding some of the dye into your conditioner so that you get some back every time you wash your hair. Because pastels, they're tricky, they really are. And it all depends, again, with what you use and everything like that. But for me, at least once every 2 weeks. Hello Pan 6 Super Perfection. Wow, I could not read that. Hello Pan 6 you perfection. These names are awesome. Says, does dyeing your hair blue from dark brown look as easy as it seems? Definitely not, because you have to bleach your hair to get it to other colors than natural colors, and blue is not a natural color. So brown hair, if you put blue dye into that, it's not going to go blue, so you have to bleach it first. Grofika Meta says, would you ever let your hair grow long? And I just answered that with a no. I just think you would look so much different. It would be so weird. Love your look now, just putting it out there. Yeah, it'd look different and it'd look weird and it wouldn't be me. So no, I'm not going to be doing that. I need a suit. Kiara Dezu says, what dye brands have you used? Would you ever try Arctic Fox? We don't have Arctic Fox in Sweden. I don't know if they're cruelty free. If they are, I'd probably try them. My favorite brands are Manic Panic and Directions, and I use their bleach kits as well because they're cruelty free and I think they're pretty awesome. Tanya Panda says, do you own or use any wigs, and who is your hair inspiration? I have like 6 wigs or something like that. I just really don't like wearing wigs, again, because I don't like covering my ears and I don't like having hair down here, like on the side. I just don't think it suits me, and I don't like the feeling of it. I just kind of don't like hair, if that makes sense. So I have wigs. I've used them for photo shoots and Halloween and things like that, but on a day-to-day basis, I don't really do it because I just don't think it's comfortable. And my hair inspiration, oh my god, there are so many amazing people with amazing hair. I really like Laura Aurora, who also does like mohawks and crazy colors and stuff, and she used to do a bunch of nice dreads and things like that. So she is a really big inspiration for makeup too. She's just straight up awesome, and style and everything. So yeah, we'll just say her for now. Slurrycon, or Slurry Sean, sorry if I'm pronouncing anything like a moron, says, how old were you when you first started doing your hair? Crazy. Yeah, a kid. Like I said, I've been doing it crazy my whole life, basically. Pink Alien Babe says, how on earth do you keep your hair so healthy? As someone who shaved their head to rid the damage of dye and bleach, I would like to know your secret. Your hair always looks shiny and strong. Hashtag hair goals. Love you, Tez. Oh, love you too. Thank you so much. That's so sweet. Okay, the dyes that I use are not bad for your hair at all. They give nutritions and stuff, and they don't damage the hair. Bleach obviously damages the hair, so I don't bleach my hair all that often. And since it's so short, my hair is so short, it's just easier to keep it in good health, I think. It's the more hair you have, the trickier it is to take care of it, basically. But yeah, I also, I try to not do too many bleaches and stuff, and I don't do the crazy dyes all the time. I always go back to black, as you guys know, and that's just, there's nothing bad in that dye for my hair, so it's quite the opposite. And obviously I cut my hair like all the time, so it's always like fresh and just, yeah. I don't do anything, I don't do any like treatments or anything like that, ever. Life of Reedy says, most favorite hairstyle to date? Again, black mohawk. By the way, I love your videos and your style. Mwah, thank you. And the final one from Instagram is Blade Sparkles, who says, how do you style your short hairstyles? Maybe you can make a separate video for it if you can explain it. Thanks, love you. I actually did make a video on it. I think it's called, like, different ways to style a mohawk cut hair or something like that. My hair was slightly longer than it is now. And when I don't do a full mohawk, there are a bunch of different styles that I do, a couple that I've already mentioned, and in that video I actually show you how I make them, like the pompadour and all kinds of other things. So there are a lot of different ways to style your hair, even when it's short. I think a lot of people are afraid to cut their hair short because they feel like they'll be limited to one haircut. That is so not the way it is. So not the way it is. So if you go to the main page for TezMania TV on YouTube and in the search window, search for hair or mohawk cut or something like that, you should find that video and see all those kinds of different stylings that I do. There was just one more question added on Instagram, so I'm gonna answer that one too. It's from Zarinia. It says, I love your style, but I have a question. Why don't you wear hair false with dreads or colored hair extensions? It's easier to change the hair color if you have black hair, for example. I don't like wearing regular hair extensions because I don't like having long hair. The only time I like having long hair is when it's dreads. And for false, you have to have more hair than this to tie into it. And yeah, I have to have more hair than this to braid it in as well, obviously. I just don't like false. I like braiding dreads in and they're actually in my hair, but that is just me. If you want to add dreads or any kind of other false just for parties or like every now and then, that's fine. But like, I want to wear that hairstyle all the time. It's not like a wig, it's something that I want to wear for that period of time, you know? I hope that makes sense. Okay, moving on to Facebook. Taylor Manette says, how old were you when you started wearing dreads? Do you plan on making a new set and growing out your hair a bit to sport dreads again anytime soon? How old was I? I think I was 20 when I started wearing dreads. Somewhere between 20 and 25, I think. I currently don't have any plans to make a new set. I still have all my old sets. I never throw them out. I just wash them and keep them and reuse them. Right now, I am saving my hair out a little bit. I'm gonna go back to black, save it out a little bit, but mostly because I want to do the mohawk. I'm not into dreads at the moment, but I will be. I probably will be because that's how I work, like up and down, back and forth. So we'll see what happens. Ruth Gorey says, how do you find repeatable dyeing your hair? Mine gets very damaged at the tips. I already answered that. The dyeing in itself isn't damaging. If it is for you, you're probably using the wrong products. And for the tips, I cut my hair so often that it's just, my tips, they don't have any time to get damaged, basically. But for bleach, yeah, it's really damaging, so don't bleach the same spot more than once. Taylor Manette says, how long have you had an undercut for? Do you ever miss a full head of hair? And have you always colored your hair yourself, or did you used to see a stylist at one point? I've had my undercut for 10 years or something like that, I think. I've had really short hair before that, but like actually shaving it with a trimmer has been, yeah, like 10 years or something like that. I don't miss having a full head of hair because, again, I don't like that on myself. I don't like the look. I don't like the feel. And I've always colored my hair myself. Yeah, I used to go to hairdressers to get the hair cut when I was a kid, but when I became 16, I started cutting it myself as well, which is more than half my life ago since I'm 34. So I've been to a stylist to cut it when I was a kid, but I've never been to a stylist to dye it because it costs a fortune and I can do it myself, so I don't really see the point. Tanya Sedino says, I have the same hairstyle but want to get synthetic dreads. How many should I buy? This is really difficult to answer because it all depends on how big you want the volume to be. Obviously, it's cute to have both very little and very much hair, so it's all up to you, man, what you like. I guess I use somewhere between 20 and 30 dreads in my hair. It also depends on how thick they are or how thin they are, so there's no good way to answer that. Just maybe Google or go on Pinterest and look at what kind of thickness and length and like volume you like, and then try to find out how many of those are. Katerina Howard says, when it comes to bleaching black hair, how long did you grow it out before you were able to cut off the discolored hair? So I guess she's referring to like the bleach growing out and then you can cut it off but still have hair left. I've never actually done that. I just keep adding dye to it. So usually after having bleached and colored my hair, I just go black and then there is no outgrowth anymore. So I've never cut off discolored hair. Melanie Darling Anderson says, what length of hair in centimeters do you think would work best if you want to add some extensions? Depends on what kind of extensions, I guess. And have you added extensions in your mohawk cuts? What was your experience with that? I'm coming from a viewpoint of someone with a mohawk cut trying to grow out the actual mohawk. Regular extensions is so not my thing at all. I've tried it and it's like clip-ons and it just looks super weird on me. I love having short hair, so I'm just, yeah. I've never tried it properly. I just tried it kind of a little bit to see if it would work, but it feels weird to me to have long hair. So what length of hair do you think would work best to add some extensions? I guess it's the same with dreads. Like you probably need at least 10 centimeters, and it's probably best when it's sort of at medium length, I suppose. If it's too long, then it might be too much work, but I'm nowhere near being an expert when it comes to extensions because, again, regular extensions, not my thing. Tanya O'Brien says, what age were you when you first cut off a large majority of your hair, and do you ever get an urge to grow it back? I've had like super short boy cuts, all my life as a kid, as a grown-up, so it's never been at the point where it's been really long and I've been like, oh, I'm gonna cut it off, oh no, it's so dramatic. Nah, I've been back and forth in length my entire life, so. And do I ever get the urge to grow it back? Absolutely not. Sparkle Tate says, have you ever had your hair dyed multiple colors at once? If so, what were they? I have. For instance, I had half my hair pink and half my hair purple a couple years ago, both with short and then with dreads braided in pink and purple as well. And I've done like red and black, I've done blonde and some other like blue, yeah, I've done a couple of different versions of it, but it's just a lot of work to have to dye your hair more than one shade, so I'm too lazy for it nowadays. Sean Milligan says, what do you find most useful to restore your hair? Leaving it alone, just not doing bad things to it, not bleaching it, not putting a lot of tension into it. Like when I want my hair to rest, I'll dye it black, not braid anything into it, and just like cut it often, take care of it. Just, I don't do any treatments at all. It's just, I let my hair take care of itself, basically. But to restore, like if you have really damaged hair, then you probably need to cut a bunch of it off and let it rest and grow out a little bit. Taylor Manette is back with another question. She says, how many different colors have you dyed your hair? Are there any colors you would never want to dye your hair? I have had them all. Every single color you can think of, I've had them all. Any colors I would never want to dye your hair? I guess natural colors? Not my thing. At least not right now, but again, I never want to say never because people change and I don't know, but right now, yeah, I kind of don't want to have brown hair, I suppose. Robin Lindboom says, what's your top 3 favorite hairstyles and or colors you've had over the years? It would be great if you could insert pics of it as well. Again, the black mohawk is my #1 favorite one. I really also love having the short black wool dreads with my Betty bangs. I really like that. It's very simple, and the short ones, and they're cute and stuff. But I also really like having super long dreads and like have them down to one side and maybe wear a beanie or something. So any kind of hairstyle that I come back to that I've had before is obviously a favorite. But the #1, I can't say it enough, is the black mohawk. So awesome. TezMania is back again and says, has Mr. Tez always had the same hairstyle? LOL. He has not. About a month before we met back in 2008, he actually had like down to here, super curly, really long, large hair, and he just decided to shave it off. So for as long as I've known him, yeah, it's been shaved, and I fucking love a good shaved head, you know, both on men and women's. Ricky Hewson says, what is your hair coloring styling horror story? There was this one time when I bleached my hair too much. I think I was 15 or 16, something like that, and bleached it so much that it kind of broke off and I had to cut it off. But it wasn't, again, it's not a horror story because it's hair, it'll grow back. I'm not the kind of person who freaks out if like I have to cut my hair off. I've shaved it off a bunch of times and it's fine. So it's not like a horror story, but yeah, I guess I wanted my hair to be super platinum blonde and like straight, and this was back when I had long hair, and it's just like cracked off. So I cut it into a short bob and stuff. Taylor Monette is back again. Jeez, girl, you got a lot of questions. What's your advice for someone who wants to broaden their hairstyle horizons? Just do it. It's hair. Hair grows. It'll grow back. If you don't like it, try something else. It's just about like diving into that pool of opportunities, because you can do whatever you want with your hair. So much fun stuff nowadays that you can try. If you don't want to do it yourself, you go to a salon or you find somebody to come and help you out. Just try it. It's only hair. It'll grow back. And Sherry Angeloni says, do you see yourself living the same type of lifestyle when you're older? I'm going to answer that from a hair point of view because we're talking about hair in this video. Do I see myself having the same kind of hair when I'm older is what I'm going to respond to. And yes, obviously, I'm already 34. I'm not a kid anymore, and this is not a phase. That's what I look like, and I plan on continuing to look like me even when I'm older. Jane Stewart says, I have very thick natural eyebrows as seen in my profile pic. Looking awesome. And I hate maintaining them. The hair itself is thick and black. Is shaving an option? If I do it and I don't like it, how long do they usually take to grow out? Also, is there a way I can practice drawing the eyebrows without shaving them first? Okay, this is very individual and different. So because something works a certain way for me does not mean it will work that way for you. And my hair is the opposite of yours. It is super thin and fine. So for me, it's like, yeah, there are tiny little hairs growing back if I don't shave, because I didn't have much to shave off in the first place, but I have no idea what it will be like for you, so I can't answer that question. Maybe one of my followers has done that, like had really thick brows and shaved them off. Could you please, in the comments, if you have, tell Jane your experience of it all, because I honestly don't know. My hair is so thin, but it probably grows back. How long it takes, I have no idea. It's so individual. It depends on your hair growth. And is there a way to practice drawing the eyebrows on? Yes, you can cover your own eyebrows. There are a lot of different techniques for that. Since I don't have any eyebrows of my own, I don't have any videos on how to do that, but there are a bunch of videos here on YouTube on how to do it. And one way to do it is to use a glue stick, cover it up, and then you put like foundation on top of it and like tap it, and then it's fine. That's the way I do when I do drag queen makeup and things like that for clients. So then you can just try practicing over that, or you could just try to draw it on like over in your forehead. Just practice on drawing it on your skin. Just feel what it feels like. It doesn't have to be in the exact spot where it's going to be. And drawing on eyebrows is hard. It is hard, and it takes practice, and the first couple of times it's scary, and yeah, so it's good to practice. Amy Lake says, I've just started growing my hair out after years of bleaching and crazy colors, not only for my natural hair color, but also the way my hair has some curls. What is your natural color, and is your hair slightly curly or straight? My hair is so straight, it's like a ruler. The straightest hair ever. There are no natural curls or anything like that in my hair. And my natural hair color is a light brown or a dark blonde, like a mix of those. I guess. My dad calls it squirrel hair. So, yeah, like a light brown, I guess. Kate McLennan says, "Hey Tez, love your videos." Thanks. Which hairstyle has been your favorite so far, and which hairstyles are you considering having in the future? Love and hugs. Yeah, favorite hairstyles, I've already talked about that, but considering in the future, anything, you know, anything I feel like. But for now, I just really want to go back to my mohawk. Jennifer Drushel Shepherd says, "I've been considering wool dreads. Can you offer some advice? My hair is shoulder length. Is it easier with shorter hair? How about daily maintenance?" I'd say that shoulder length is a good length. It's just, the longer your hair is, the longer it takes to braid them in, obviously, but it's not a downside or anything like that at all. I have separate videos, again, talking about dreads, so please go look at those first, because I know for a fact that I answer all of these questions, like how I take care of them, how I wash them, how I sleep in them, maintenance, blah, blah, all those kinds of stuff. But everyday maintenance, I don't really do anything to my dreads when I have them. I just basically put them up in pigtails or in a ponytail or like to the side, and then wash them once a week only with shampoo. So it's so easy to take care of, like really, really easy. There's not much you have to do at all. But again, I do recommend going to look at my previously made dread dedicated videos, because I answer a lot of questions about this stuff in there. Rebecca Peacock says, "How do you keep your hair from drying out due to the bleaching and coloring? I've always had the problem between coloring and bleaching my hair. Any recommended products?" Again, I don't use anything specific. I really don't have any secret tricks. I just kind of leave my hair alone when it's damaged and just nice to it. I don't have any like super awesome secret products stashed somewhere that I bring out. I don't do anything different really, other than just leave the hair alone a little bit, maybe cut it off a little bit, give it some time to recover. Lucy Murphy says, "Are there any celebrities who give you inspiration for fun hairstyles? Also, same for eyebrow inspiration." Celebrities is such a weird word, but there are a bunch of awesome people that I follow on Instagram. They're just so amazing and beautiful and unique and have their own thing going on. So obviously I'm inspired by everyone all around me all the time. For instance, Laura Aurora, like I mentioned before. Just go to my Instagram and see who I follow and like where I comment, and you'll see. Jessie B. Griffden-Gelshen says, "How long does the hair color last in your hair till it fades out, and how often do you have to fresh up the color?" It depends on what color it is. Red pigments are potent, so for me, red I don't have to touch up as often. When I do something with blue tones, I have to touch it up a little bit more often, but there are a lot of things that affect how often I have to do that, so I do it maybe once every 2 weeks. The very final question is from Orchid9, and it says, "Did you always have short hair? If not, could you share a picture? And what was the reason you cut it short? How did your parents, school, work react to your alternative hairstyle? And since you use so many products on your hair, which shampoo and conditioner do you use to keep it healthy?" I'm pretty sure I've already answered all of these already, but I'll just quickly go through them. No, I did not always have short hair. I've had all kinds of different hair lengths. As an adult, like basically after turning 25, I've almost always had short hair because that's what I feel most comfortable in, other than dreads, obviously. And share a picture. I did share a bunch of photos of me from when I was younger on Instagram. The reason I cut it short is because I fucking love having short hair. My parents at school or work does not react to the way that I look because I've always looked this way, so it's not something new to them. The only time I've had a negative reaction is for a job that I had a bunch of years ago when they were worried that people would be affected negatively by my hair, so I had to dye it black. It was pink or green at the time, but yeah, that was a long time ago, and other than that, I only get positive stuff, really. Or like curious questions and stuff. And since I use so many products, what shampoo and conditioner I use, I actually showed in a previous Get Ready With Me video. I think it was Get Ready With Me for a pub night with friends. The brand I use is called Urtekran, and it is a cruelty-free vegan series of amazing products that I use. But it's, again, nothing specific. I don't do any treatment or anything like that. So basically, when it comes down to it, I do have a lot of energy to color my hair and cut it and style it and stuff, but not really to look after it, if that makes sense, because I haven't had to do that, really. So that is it. This video is probably the longest video ever. Thank you so much for asking all of these questions. I'm sorry if I couldn't answer everything like super detailed. That's just how it is. And again, let me know in the comments what you think about the way that I do the Q&As. Would you rather have me do monthly, just answering the most thumbed up ones, or do you want me to continue to do them theme-based the way that I do them now? So let me know. And thank you for watching, guys. I'll see you next time. Bye!